Yo, what's up guys? In today's video, I'm going to be talking about John Paxson. He recently talked to the media about, Jim Boylen's job security and how the Bulls have been a big disappointment this year. And in the second half of today's video, I'm going to be talking about the game last night. The Chicago Bulls won a huge game against the Clippers. But yeah, stay tuned for that as well. But yeah, let's just get right into this interview. And let me just say it, Jim Boylen's job security is safe. He's not getting fired. There's no chance in hell he's getting fired. But yeah, Jim Boylen is never going to get fired unless it's next year. But even then, I just don't believe it because John Paxson loves him. Pretty much this whole interview, he was just protecting him, jerking him off pretty much. It's just insane. I like Boylen as a coach, but his rotations and everything that he said has just been stupid. His rotations have been terrible this year. It's just been a mess. Let me just say that. And John Paxson first talked about how the Chicago Bulls have been a big disappointment this year. And he said, I take responsibility for where we're at. And he said he always will. And then he also talked about our fans. And he said, first of all, our fan base has been terrific. And he also said how sensitive he is to how frustrated the fans have been this year. And he said, I want our fans to care about us. I want them to see a product out there that they can root for. I get it. I own that. I own that we're not at that level. I am in lockstep with Jim and his commitment to where we want to get to. That's not wavering at all. And honestly, it feels like, Gar Pax and Jim Boylen have a really good connection, unlike Coach Tibbs did. And then they also asked John Paxson if Jim Boylen was in trouble, and Paxson said no. And then I think they made a joke and said no Christmas Day surprises about a coach getting fired. And honestly, from Paxton's response, it seemed like he got pretty pissed with that. He said, no, look, there is no quick fix to right where we're at. He also said, I'll say this again, I thought, and we all did, we would have a better record than we do right now. I do believe we have talent. It's young and not a lot of experience, but I do believe we have talent. So we've underperformed in that area, but there's no quick fix in this right now. That's the view I have to take. I agree with him. Of course, we're still a young, rebuilding team, but at the same time, the Phoenix Suns are a very, I think they're honestly the youngest team in the NBA, and they're 11-14. They're competing every night. They have more wins than us. They're just a solid team, honestly. And they shocked a lot of people. They have a lot of injuries, and yeah, like I said, they're one of the youngest teams, and they're competing every night, not losing to the Hornets and Golden State. So, I understand what he's saying, but at the same time, we should at least win the games that we're supposed to win. And then Paxson also talked about his own job security, and he said, I never worry about that. And let me just stop him right there. That is terrible that he said that, because obviously he feels like he can't get fired no matter how bad this team can get, And then Paxson also said, I communicate with Jerry and Michael pretty much every day, and they know where my head is at, where my heart is at, and what I'm trying to do. Look, that's a what if, and I'm not working on a what if. Instead, Paxson said he's working on what is. And he also said the problem can't be described in one sentence, but it can be summed up. And then he said, I know personally I was confident that we'd be playing at a better level and have more wins, which is what you're looking for. And then he said, with that said, the areas that we have really struggled that have hurt us badly is that we haven't shot the ball well. That was something I know I didn't anticipate, that we would shoot as poorly as we shot. And we haven't rebounded the ball very well. And of course, all the little rebounds that we miss or offensive rebounds we give up to can lead to a lot of points. And, the Bulls, I'd say they've been a pretty competitive team this year. We've hung in with a lot of pretty solid playoff teams, I'd say. But, just a few rebounds we're not getting. The Bulls are pretty much, they have a chance to win most nights. And just the one or two rebounds that we're not getting or the small plays that we're just not doing yet is pretty much the main reasons why we're losing. I see it on the court. But yeah, like I said, make sure you guys leave some comments below why you think the Bulls are losing close games. And then Paxson also said he watches a lot of practices. I sit in a lot of meetings with Jim and his staff. He said, I sit in film sessions with the team. I see a lot of good things being taught. And then he said, I see a lot of good things being taught to the team, but, it's really not being carried over to games, he said. And that's probably been the thing that's most frustrating with me. And honestly, I agree with that. If he's seen it during practices, it should happen on the court, even though we are a young team. But who knows? He could be lying about that. And that's pretty much all he talked about in that interview. It wasn't a really long one, but yeah, I'll make sure to throw up a link in the description below if you guys want to check it out yourself. But yeah, like I said, I don't know, it's just, I don't know. I mean, I kind of knew that the Bulls weren't going to fire Jim Boylen, because if we did fire Jim Boylen, we'd pretty much have to pay 3 head coaches, and, the Bulls are cheap as hell. There's no way we're doing that. We're still paying Fred Hoiberg. So honestly, I kind of knew that we were never going to fire him, unless we just start losing every night or something, lose like 30 games in a row or something. No changes are going to happen. The Bulls organization is still a mess. Every coach, GM is just confident they're never going to get fired. They've been with our team for like 10, 15 plus years. No change is going to happen anytime soon. And it's honestly sad. But hey, like I said, the second part of this video is going to be talking about the Bulls win against the Clippers. And let me just say, I am very impressed with the Bulls win tonight. Of course, people are going to say, well, the Clippers didn't have Kawhi Leonard. But still, the Clippers are a really good team. They're 20-8. They're probably a top 3 team in the West. I honestly believe them or the Lakers are going to win the finals this year. But yeah, I'm still super proud of the young Chicago Bulls for pulling out this win. Let me just say, Zach LaVine is a dog. He had 31 points tonight. He carries us. And honestly, Markkanen played a solid game. He had 13 points, which is okay. I wish I was more near 20. And he had 17 rebounds, which is amazing. But at the same time, the Bulls need to get Zach LaVine some help, man. He's literally carrying us every night. But yeah, a player that I haven't really talked about much is Kris Dunn. Let me just say, his defense all night was amazing. He had 9 points, 4 assists, 9 rebounds, and pretty much 30 minutes of playing time. He locked up Paul George pretty much all night, even though Paul George, I'm pretty sure he still had like 27 points. But Kris Dunn is a dog. And, he's going to be a free agent this offseason coming up, and the Bulls can match any deal. But I hope we re-sign him, because he has been really solid in his role this year. I still do wish he was coming off the bench, because I do believe he played better against backup point guards, and he just played much better. But yeah, he's our number 1 defender. He's a defensive monster. And honestly, if the Bulls just get some wins, I truly expect him to be on an all-NBA defensive team this year, especially with Zach LaVine. Also, if we continue to win games, I think he'll be an all-star as well. But yeah, like I was saying, I'm super impressed with this win. But at the same time, the Bulls need to toughen up, man. Like they let Harold score 30 points in 33 minutes, and he was just, he had 7 rebounds only, but he was just bullying the Bulls down low all night long, and the Bulls did not have an answer for him. Markkanen had 17 rebounds, but at the same time, him and Wendell were getting pushed around all night. And, I love Wendell and Lauri, but they need to buffen up, honestly. I've seen it all season long. They're getting pushed around in the post and paint, and it's kind of sad, honestly. But, who cares? The Bulls won a good game against a very good team in the West. I'm happy for it. But yeah, make sure you guys leave some comments and questions below. But yeah, before this video ends, I'm going to throw up some post-game reactions of Wendell Carter Jr. talking, and possibly more Chicago Bulls about the win last night. So yeah, make sure you guys leave some comments and questions below about the game last night and what John Paxson talked about. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a good one.
Come over and at least stop the continuation and things like that, or stay up in the pick and roll so he couldn't come off clean and shoot the 3. It was just conversation we had as a team instead of the coach having been drilling. So I feel like that's growth in us, and then us as a team, for us to come at one another and with mistakes, and the person who's receiving it be able to accept it and not let it happen again.
In that moment, was it difficult to accept? No. Especially the way he was kind of delivering it.
I told him he can do however he wants to.
When did you tell him that?
I really told the whole team that, you can, if I'm doing something wrong, tell me I'm doing something wrong. And you can, however you feel is comfortable for you to say it to me, say it. I'm not gonna get, why you yelling, why you cursing at me? As long as you're not calling me out my name or anything, we're good. You know what I'm saying? Set the fucking screen, you can keep it really, however you want to say it, I'm fine.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wendell, obviously Montrez got it going a little bit early, and Jim just got done talking to us about, the in-game adjustments on getting used to how he plays and understanding his patterns when he's spinning over, a right shoulder and stuff like that. So how was that experience, learning, just what he does during the game?
I mean, he's a very good player, so he comes in, he does his thing all the time. So, kudos to him, kudos to their team for running things through him. So, if you're shooting 20 or 25 shots a game, I mean, it's only a matter of time, you know what I'm saying? So, it's all about just, taking those buckets away down the stretch and crunch time and be able to wall up and make him make the shots instead of us just giving him shots.
What was the game plan kind of going into
make him shoot over us? You know, sometimes I got a little over aggressive and wanted to completely shut him out, but that's not possible. I just try to go out there and I got to learn to just go out there and stick to the game plan of making him shoot over the top of us. Because every time I did that, he didn't score. So that's just something I gotta work on.
I got a long road trip coming up next week, so I mean this is a big win, especially after last night's bad loss. So how do you take this into this?
We talked about at halftime that 50-50 balls were going to be a deciding factor in the game. And I thought that 50-50 ball that KD kept alive, Lauri had it with Denzel's hands, and he knocks it down to win the game. I thought that was a huge moment. We won the boards, which was another thing we talked about at halftime. We were winning the boards at half, and we got a win for the game. I thought at the end we got enough stops to win. I think we had the last 4 stops in the game, which is really important. We closed with a lineup that was a lineup we really haven't closed with, and I thought we did a good job defending and playing together. Obviously, Zach made huge plays. The 3 on the arc 3, the corner 3 and 1, and then the drive at the end of the game. So, they used their foul to give, and we executed the first play, and then the second play was executed after they used their foul to give. I thought the guys did a great job of it. And Zach took a heck of a blow and finished it. So, any questions I'll take?
Jim, I know you would rather be talking about the game right now, but before the game, Pax talked to some individual media members and reiterated your job security and the organization standing behind you. What is your reaction to that? Because obviously it's made headlines around town.
I wouldn't, to be honest with you, I wouldn't expect anything less from John. We understand what we're trying to do. We are in step. What we're asking our guys to do and play like and work like and care like. I wouldn't expect anything less. I'm thankful for it, but I wouldn't expect anything less.
Jim, one thing that he cited was that what's happening on the practice floor and in the film room isn't always transferred over to the games.